Kenneth G, first checking in. Kenny G, I hate that guy. His music sucks. Colin Noel, what up, brother? You're a regular here now. James Reed, I just cracked a cold one. I hope you're not talking about necrophilia. Jay, those squats look good, man. Back at it. I bet it was scary. No, actually, I think I was really prepared. And what prepared me to try and hit depth, even though I may have been a cunt hair above parallel, was doing that hack squat workout a week or two ago. So I really wanted to test my quads on the hack squat before I attempted a free squat without a box. So I was mentally prepared for it. 135 pounds without a belt. Yeah, but that's only a third of what I weigh, bro. No, all joking aside, if your knees are your weak spot, why the fuck would you support your back? And you wanna protect your weak link, not one of your strong suits. So that's why I was going with knee sleeves and no belt. I was protecting my weakness, and where I'm strong, I was not using a support aid. What's the sense in putting on a belt so I can go heavier when my knees aren't ready to go heavier? You in a real house today, Jay? No, I'm in a hotel. I'm still homeless. Kenny Sasso, Big J, congrats on the squat. Thank you, my friend. Mike Tebow, was that a PR? Yes, that was a post-surgery PR. We're celebrating PRs today, people. I did not play to win the game. I went for a PR. So anyway. No, I got Fox News on in the background. Ever since Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, I haven't switched the channel from Fox News. I can't wait for Trump to nominate someone next week. He's going to nominate a female because if the Democrats dare try and do to a female what they did to the previous Supreme Court nominee, what's his name, Brett Kavanaugh, if they try and pull that shenanigans on a female, they are going to lose middle-class suburban white women completely. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Well, I don't know about that. Can you please, here's a great question. Can you please explain how Pomps got control and ownership of the Misfits merchandise line and why this was hidden from fans? I don't think it was ever hidden deliberately. What happened was Brad and Andrew really took that upon themselves, and really that was a volunteer effort between the two of them. And basically Lenny was just getting free money while Brad and Andrew did all the work. And, Brad would hook me up with a little bit of cash every once in a while, but my merchandise doesn't sell anything like Lenny's. So Brad and Andrew were basically ruining their fucking Friday night every time they did a sale, fucking boxing up fucking 200 packages. And those of you guys that live outside the United States, you know how fucked up some of those addresses are. Jesus Christ, I don't know how you people have such stupid addresses, for Christ's sakes. I'm going to move to Europe. I don't think anybody could dox me if I moved to Europe. So anyway, so Brad and Andrew got sick of it, and they were pretty much going to fucking just stop doing it. And I wasn't involved in this situation at all, but from what I understand, and I don't know this, Pomps said, "Hell, I'll take it over," and so Pomps willingly just took it over. Brad and Andrew gave him the pack. Call me. Um, Pomps created that Delray Misfits gear Instagram page to try and promote the products. And Pomps actually gave me money from the very first sale, and everything was going fine. I never really had a problem with Pomps personally. I actually thought, you know, I think sometimes his humor is funny. But what happened was, going back a few months now, after Hamburg and I got in that little squabble, and I had to kick Hamburg out of the private chat group for basically being a fucking backstabber and a fucking double agent, Pomps completely turned on me because of what happened between me and Hamburg. And you know, I'm not even going to get into why I think that, because that just sends me down the rabbit hole. Let's just stick with the facts. So anyway, Pomps basically, ever since the Hamburg incident, Pomps' humor on his page went from promoting Prague products to being malicious towards me. And you know, it got to me. I'll be honest, it got to me, man. I got sick and fucking tired of it. So I fucking, you know, said something to him a couple weeks ago or a couple of months ago. It's been a while now. And he, you know, being the mouthy little fucking skateboarder he is, he said, I'm not scared of you. Well, then why are you telling people that you contacted the authorities and you're thinking about suing me? Tough guy. You're not afraid of me, but you claim you ran to the federal authorities and filed a report, and you're telling other people that you're thinking about suing me for libel and slander? Come on, man. So anyway, that's how Pomps gained control of the Delray Misfits gear page. And as unfortunate as it is, I don't think anyone's going to be buying anything from that website anytime soon. So Pomps should probably just give it back. But he won't do that. He'll probably, just to be spiteful, he'll probably just delete the whole goddamn thing. I would expect nothing less of him. You better not beat him up, Jay. He will turn it legal. That's what women do. Now, you know, I haven't posted anything about Pomps. Since I went live the other night. If you check my page, my page is sparkling clean. I'm not bashing anybody on my page. You know, yeah, I made some comments, you know, all fucked up the last time I was in a hotel room, and the lighting in there was so fucked up from the television. I looked like I was a member of the Blue Man Group. That's really the last time I've said anything really offensive about Pomps. Right now, I'm just giving you guys facts. There's really no opinion in this live stream, but it's early. So anyway, that's that. Now, speaking of the Blue Man Group videos from the other night, what I would like you guys to do, and of course this is totally voluntary. You hater trolls are not going to want to participate, but you guys that actually care about the Misfits, even if you don't like me personally, if you care about the Misfits, what I would like you guys to do is anywhere on the internet, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or anywhere else, where you see one of those Blue Man videos from a few nights ago, please report them. Let's get them taken down. And anybody, and my good friend, I shouldn't call him a friend. I don't really know the guy, but a troll account that I really, really like, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch. He always takes stuff down voluntarily. If I send him a DM, and I just ask him, gentleman to gentleman, would you please take this down? He accommodates, and I really like Chuck E. Cheese Ranch because of that fact. I opened up this YouTube account so that I could start benefiting from my live streams once I monetize my account. It doesn't bother me that Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, has been reposting my shit. God bless them. Everybody deserves to make a dollar. So I'm not upset with him at all. I just don't like the fact that he may have uploaded some videos where I said some offensive shit, and that's why I didn't save it. And it's not on my account. If people start reporting it, it's going to reflect negative on his account. And I would hate for him to lose his account. So Chuck E. Cheese Ranch, if you're listening, please take down any videos that have anything, any hate speech or anything like that. It's just no good. It's no good for any of us. Yeah, it's me saying it, but it's on your account, bro. I mean, I don't really care that it's me saying it. It ain't on my account. It's on your account. So do not take them down. I don't know who you are, Super Nintendo Chalmers, but I'll tell you what, it's better to take them down by choice than to have a mass report where we report people's fucking videos. And I wouldn't do that to Chuck E. Cheese Chance without talking to him first. And so I'm not threatening that in any way. But what I'm talking about is these Blue Man videos from the other night are not just on Chuck E. Cheese Ranch. They have spread around, okay? Like this cuckold from California, Crush Country, good old Ray Kroc, who I thought was a friend of mine. I guess he's been harassing Donkey Kong Fitness because I got a notification in my DM box that Donkey Kong Fitness had tagged me in his story. So I looked at it, and it looks like old Ray from Crush.Country had posted one of my Blue Man videos. And I couldn't believe it because Ray, I thought Ray was a good guy. I considered Ray a friend. He's friends with Joe Pietaro. I guess he was actually Joe Pietaro's cameraman when the Misfits were in Las Vegas. And I don't have a problem with Ray at Crush.Country personally, but he posted one of my Blue Man videos, and he made a couple of snarky remarks. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, Donkey Kong Fitness posted it in his story, and I reposted Donkey Kong Fitness's story on my story. So I just DM'd Ray asking him, what the fuck, bro? Why did you repost one of my deleted live streams? And he had a couple of fucking smart-ass comments back to me that he's not afraid of the trolls. So right here and now, I want an Order 66 on Crush.country. He says he knows all about the trolls. So you know what? Let's show old Ray what happens to people that try and make look Jay Masters look bad by reposting his shit. Has everyone got that? Crush.country. Blue Man Lives Matter. I love that. Is orders received, Father? Crush him. Yeah. Show old Ray. Old Ray doesn't seem to be afraid of the fucking trolls. And he seems awfully cocky. You know, I guess he's been reporting Donkey Kong Fitness's fucking videos. So let's show him. And Donkey Kong Fitness and I go back a while. He's definitely friendly to the Misfits. And you know, if you got a decent troll account that has a good reputation and it's been around a while and you're good to the Misfits are going to fucking stand behind you if you get in a jam. I'll tell you that right now. So I trust Donkey Kong Fitness that Ray has been messing with him because look at the post. It says country or Crush.country right on it. Here's another good question from Clarky Sink Goose. You still in the Misfits? I'm glad you reminded me because I want to get to a lot of different topics tonight. There is no Misfits, okay? The Misfits is basically Prince Andrew's YouTube channel. Outside of Prince Andrew's YouTube channel, there's nothing, okay? It's not like we have a clubhouse. It's not like we have matching jackets. We don't have membership cards. It's basically just Andrew's YouTube channel. So there's no application to get in the Misfits. There's no initiation. And there's certainly no meeting of Misfit members to kick people out. Now, this leads me to why you guys think I'm kicked out. Because of the bullshit that went down between me and Brad. And first off, this is a great time for me to say, dude, I don't have a hard feeling against Brad in the world or his girlfriend Valerie. So you guys that I appreciate you guys maybe sticking up for me or whatever, but you guys that dedicated troll accounts to attack Brad or attack the Taco Queen, please change the names of those accounts. I don't want anyone attacking Brad and Valerie. You want to attack Pops? Go for it. You want to attack Brad and Valerie? I don't encourage that one bit. So anyway, back to the topic. So anyway, Brad and I chit-chatted last week on the telephone, you know, for probably 10 minutes. And it was a good call, really good call. That's a Genovism right there. But anyway, you know, here's the deal. Brad has made it perfectly clear that I'm not welcome at his house. Okay? That doesn't mean I'm kicked out of the Misfits. And I can't speak for Brad and Valerie, but I really don't, I don't have a bone to pick with them. And you know what? I'll just respect their wishes. They don't want me. They say I'm not welcome at their house. I'm not welcome at their house. It's not like I'm looking for them, or if I see you at Andrews, or if I see you at the bar, I'm kicking your ass. None of that shit's going down. But I like Brad, and I've taken full responsibility for what happened. So, Am I kicked out of the Misfits? No, there is no Misfits. It's a YouTube channel. So what's going to happen with the Misfits from this point going forward? Well, I'm going to tell you what. The Misfits have been doing their own thing while I'm on the road for over 4 years now. More like 5 years. So while Big J is on the road, the Misfits will be the same they've always been the past 5 years. You're going to get Nate, McCuck, videos like that. So that's what you get when Big J's on the road. It's going to be Lenny, Brad, Nate, and McCuck. The Four Stooges. I just said again. You guys love that. So so what's going to happen when I come home, I'm going to stick to Brad's request that I don't go to his house, and I'll meet up with Lenny and I'll meet up with Andrew. I'll continue to do my thing, and if Andrew wants to do a gym video with me and Lenny and Brad shows up, I will be completely cordial with Brad. It's not like I'm going to say, well, fuck this. I'm not welcome at Bradford Manor. I don't want Big Brad Wolf being in our gym video. No, I'm not like that. I'm not some petty bitch. If Brad wants to come and do a gym video the next time I'm in town, I think that would be good. I think that would be great. Because it's the way it should be. So that's that. What else do we need to talk about? Big J, you'll be squatting 225 high reps in no time. I'm going to take my time. I did it again. Fuck. I did it again. Damn it. But I disagree. I'm going to take my time. Chad, I did it again. You guys really that's really a bad thing to do Chad, I did it again. Public speaking. I'm glad you guys have brought this to my attention. I'm going to work on it. But my goal is to not increase weight. My next video, I want to accomplish two things. My depth, at least with that horrible camera angle I chose, it did not appear that I was breaking parallel. Or at parallel, which makes it a powerlifting legal squat. So actually I have 3 goals. Shit, I did it again. I want to get a better camera angle so that we can properly assess my depth. And so that's goal number 1. Goal number 2 is to get to parallel, get to legal. Then my third goal would be to increase my volume. And you don't need to increase volume by increasing weight. So my first workout was 135 for 3 sets of 5, okay? We are starting from scratch. If there's ever been anything close to starting from scratch. We're starting from scratch. Um, so my total volume was 15 reps at 135. What I'd like to try and do once I get a better camera angle and I'm able to hit parallel depth, I'd like to increase my volume to 4 sets of 10 with 135. That's my goal for my next workout, is to hit those 3 goals. Shit, I did it again. Fuck. Someone's got to help me with this. I need a speaking coach. Shit. So if my volume goes from 15 reps to 40 reps with 135, that's over 100% increase in volume. That'll be enough. That's plenty. So that's the goal for the next squat workout, is 135 for 4 sets of 10 and all 40 reps at parallel. Are you taking your squat rack back from Bradford Manor? Legally, I don't think I have any ground to stand on to do that, because I gave that to Lenny free and clear with no stipulations. Um, um, and Lenny chose to give it to Brad. Um, 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 no, I have no plans to fucking. Brad is such a tough guy with that beard and all those tattoos. He would probably tell me to go fuck myself anyway. But no, the truth of the matter is, I'm glad that equipment is still in the family. And Brad may not be my best buddy right now, and I may not be welcome out there, but Brad is still family to me. Um, um, like if someone was kicking Brad's ass, there's no question in my mind what side I'm on. So, Mr. Mr. Hipster with the tattoos and beard, he can talk all the tough shit he wants about Jay Masters, but he's still family to me. He's like my little hipster brother. What makes you think you can fight? Um, Purely size and nastiness. That's really all I got going for me. Size and nastiness. I mean, you can't buy size and you can't buy nastiness. I have 2, decent traits. Other people, what do they got? Technique? Yeah, technique is great. That just takes practice. Give me a little technique. I'd have size, technique, and nastiness. Oh God, you can't fight. Yeah, I know I can. I'm 51 years old. You idiots. Guys are comparing to me fucking to MMA fighters in their 20s. Give me a break. Drop back down to 260, Jay. That would be stupid. Um, Jesus Christ, I said again. Um, fuck, I can't even. It's going to get worse in my next beer, too. There's no powerlifting weight class at 260. Shit! I'm so pissed. I need to cut to 275, which is 125 kilo. So when people tell me I need to go below 275, why? I'm not a bodybuilder. I mean, once you go under 275, the next weight class is 242. Like the great Stan Efferding, he's about that size now, and he's ripped. Yeah, I could go to 242 and have six pack abs and just be a pretty strong old man at 242 pounds with abs. That'd be cool. Um, it'd probably be a great thing to do too for general health. Favorite bulking meal? I would have to say steak and sweet potato. I haven't had a single cigarette in a couple days. Actually, all right, that's a lie. Since Friday. What's the update on Hamburg? Hamburg is a complete cuck. Um, there's nothing to say about Hamburg. I like pork. I mean, who doesn't like baby back ribs? That's why I think bodybuilders can be somewhat gay at sometimes. You know, if a bodybuilder can't enjoy some baby back ribs, your sport sucks because just about every Olympic sport there is, besides maybe women's gymnastics, athletes can afford the calories to go out and have a nice dinner with some baby back ribs. In a fight, you would gas out in 30 seconds. I agree with you, bro. I'm a, you, but let's look at the statistics. Your average street fight winds up on the ground within 20 seconds. That it may not be exactly 20 seconds, but it's damn close. So all I got to do is is tie up with the guy if he's a decent striker. All I got to do is tie up with the guy, get the fight to the ground, rest, and then hit him intermittently. Get heart attacking. Yeah, I could probably have a heart attack if I got in a fight right now. Are you going to drink till you cry? No, I'm going to cry right now. Do you want the Taco Queen's taco? That's not appropriate. Don't say shit like that. I told you guys I don't want you guys attacking Brad or Valerie on my page. Favorite porn star? Well, you guys know I love MILF porn because I'm 51. I can't stroke my dick to those chicks that are like 21, 20 years old that have small hips and a flat chest. Those young skanks that still have like teenage bodies, that's disgusting. I like MILF porn or cougar porn. Lisa Ann is kind of washed up nowadays, but back in her prime, she was amazing. I also like that fucking over the hill bitch that I guess they pronounce her name Dumois, but it looks like Duxma because it's like French. She's fucking smoking. She kind of looks like Sarah Palin to me. I like stroking my cock to her because she reminds me of Sarah Palin. But I think one of my all-time favorites has to be Shay Fox. Yeah, that's how you spell Dumois. Looks like Duxma, but it's Dumois. Ever hear of Cream Pie Kathy? Of course I have. She's disgusting. And I don't mean in the looks department because, she's just an average chick. I mean, the things she does is disgusting. Yeah, Shay Fox, she's just amazing. D-ball, ever hear of D-ball Debbie? Yeah, I saw D-ball Debbie a couple of weeks ago at the Walmart by my mom's house. She was with her boyfriend or whoever she lives with that's supporting her, some rich old geezer. Jay's secret favorite is Chanel Santini. Is that the tranny that PJ got busted for? Shay Fox is a size queen. I don't know what that means, but yeah, she's thick. I've seen some Charlie Chase videos. I don't remember what she looks like, but Charlie Chase videos are usually pretty good. What's a size queen? Adam McLeod still mentions you in other people's live streams. I don't know why he would. Adam and I had a good talk weeks and weeks ago. Um, that ever since Gorilla Juice threatened to fucking murder fucking Adam's kid, um, Adam called me on the phone and said, "Jay, we got to stop this shit. I got bigger things to worry about." And I'm like, and he explained to me that Gorilla Juice had been threatening to murder his child, and yeah, just like that, me and Adam stopped. So that disappoints me if he's still talking smack in other places. Because Adam's actually a decent guy. I know on he comes off as being real cringy on Instagram. Um, 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 but in real life, he is kind of a cool guy, if that makes sense. Like you you could be a cool guy in person and come off cringy as fuck on the internet. And Adam is that kind of person. So I don't have any problems with Adam McLeod. So if he's talking smack about me, um, there's nothing I can do about it, but I would just be disappointed because him and I talked on the phone and came to a gentleman's agreement that we would stop our bullshit because at that moment in his life, a real troll had been making threats against his child. And I trust me, you call me on the phone and you talk one on one with me, and you're adult like and you don't put me down and you don't threaten me, I I'll work with you. We can work shit out, no problem. So yeah, me and Adam. In fact, I remember exactly what Adam said. He said, I don't want to sound too cliche, but can we have a ceasefire? And I started laughing. I'm like, that's not cliche, bro. I understand. No problem. You got it. It the, that's the way the Delray Misfits operate behind the scenes. And Brad and I had a similar conversation, except Brad wasn't so cringy. Oh. There are no misfits no more, baby. Uh, Andrew's probably so scared that Pomps is going to sue him. Pomps probably went out and trademarked the Delray Misfits name. Talk about Chef Crackhead. Now, the Chef Crackhead troll account on Instagram, because he's a good guy. That Chef Crackhead on Instagram is a troll that is actually very friendly with me and the rest of the Misfits, as far as I know. Pomps has a tasteless shirt of OD Lenny. Money from overdosing. Oh, I didn't know that. When Lenny's handcuffed to the stretcher with foam coming out of his mouth, Pomps made a T-shirt about that. Dude, you trolls need to finish off Pomps. Like, finish him off. Jay, who wants to watch a bunch of clowns lifting lightweight the wrong way? Misfits are done without you. Well, you bring up a good point. I just said again. I need to get a public speaking coach and break me of that habit. You go back to that. Jesus Christ, I did it again. I can't stop saying Go back to the lifting video that Andrew did at Bradford Manor with Big Swole. God bless his soul. What a nice man. I'm so upset he had to pass away. But I have secret suspicions he was much sicker than he let anyone know when he came to visit with us. I think Big Swole was dying when he came to see us. And I almost think it was almost like an adult version of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But anyway, that video when Big Swole was at Bradford Manor, and I suggest we do pin presses. And Big Swole backed me up 100%. And Brad's in the background just being a little cackling fucking bitch with his little 14-inch calves and his tattoos and his beard and his oversized fucking haircut. I mean, Brad's a good guy. He's a good friend, great to party with, can give a good haircut. But man, he really doesn't know anything about lifting weights. Brad learned how to lift weights just watching other people, I think. So he thinks that hard work pays off. I'm here to tell you, my friends, hard work doesn't pay off in the gym. You're better off lifting smart. Ask any power lifter. You're better off having a good program than just going in there blindly and training hard all the time. People that go in the gym blindly and just train hard all the time never make gains. And if anybody wants to argue that with me, go ahead. And I don't care how much drugs you're on. I don't care if you're doing a 2 grams a test and a gram a tren a week. You go in there blindly every workout and just train hard, you your gains are going to stall out. A smarter lifter who knows when to go light and and just get some reps in for some blood flow, um, to get the toxins out of the tissue and nutrients into the tissue is always gonna beat a guy who just goes in there every time and trains hard. Strength training is like a game of chess. You can't win the game with one move. You're always setting up for something in the future. That's one of my first quotes, early days of the Misfits. Thank you. No, I didn't smoke the peace pipe yet. I haven't smoked grass in a few days. You stole that quote from Genova. Yeah, anybody knows anything about lifting, whether you're lifting weights for powerlifting, bodybuilding, or sports, programming is key. You can't go in the gym every time and expect to make gains. Guy, I'll expand on that. The last quote that I made years ago. Guys that go in the gym every day to try and fucking make gains, they're playing checkers, not chess. Sometimes you need, you know, that flushing workout. When I say flushing, I mean where you just lift ridiculously light weights and every set is 15 reps and you just get a monster pump and you walk the fuck out of there without damaging your tissue. That's called a flushing workout because you're flushing your muscles with blood. It's similar to a pump workout. Um, I just said again, but flushing is different. A pump workout would be, well, I'm splitting hairs here. I don't want to confuse people. A flushing workout and a pump workout, I guess, are the same thing. I mean, today was chest day for me, and I did I did 130. I started out on the incline because I knew I wasn't strong today, and I could because I got rip roaring fucked up Friday night, and one night, one day of not drinking is not enough to get back to peak strength. So I got rip roaring fucked up Friday night. Didn't drink yesterday. Um, um, I can't stop saying it. Thank you guys for bringing it to my attention that I need to work on my public speaking. So today I was chest, and I knew I wasn't going to be at my best because I got rip roaring fucked up Friday night. And one day of not drinking is not enough to get back to 100%. I don't care who you are. So I skipped the bench press and I started out on the incline. And I decided to try and get something out of today, even though, Jesus Christ, I didn't realize how much I said. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. So I started out on the incline and I did 135. And I'm a big believer in doing my inclines with a moderate grip, medium grip, I should say. I always bring my incline grip in from my bench press. So I started out with a medium grip incline and did 135 for 3 sets of 20. Okay? Work with me here. You guys know I'm a 500-pound bencher. I got it on video several times. Here's Big J. He's a verified 500-pound bencher. And the guy starts out on the incline with 135 for 3 sets of 20. Let me explain why. When the ultimate rep range for pump is 15 reps. The ultimate rep range to recruit new fibers is 20. So I knew I was a wash for doing a strength workout. So what I did, I start out on the incline, 135, and I do 3 sets of 20 at a 3-minute and 2-second interval. So the exercise time is included in the interval. So it winds up being about 2.5 minutes rest, which is perfect for bodybuilding. Anybody who thinks you need to go quicker is a moron. So I activate the fibers in my upper pecs with my first exercise. Remember, I skipped the flat bench, which is what I specialize in. So my second exercise, I go to the flat bench, but I do a narrow grip. And I do the exact same thing. I do 135 for 3 sets of 20. On a 302 interval, countdown repeat. So my body's used to lifting heavy like a power lifter. My body doesn't know what to do with all these sets of 20. You know what I'm saying? I start out with the incline, which my body isn't expecting. And then I do my close grip flat second. So then I go to my third exercise and I get on the hammer strength incline, because the principle of first and thirds, if you want to work on a range of motion, you should always train that range of motion first and third. That's why when I'm lifting for strength, I do bench press first, and then I do my close grip bench press third. Well, today, I did my incline first, and then I went to a flat close grip second. My third exercise was a hammer strength incline. And this is going to maybe, contradict a lot of principles that you guys might think to be truth. I actually went heaviest on my third exercise, my hammer strength exercise, because I'm a firm believer that positions create power. I learned that through track and field. You can be strong as fuck, but if you're going to throw the shot put or the discus and you're in the wrong position, you're not going to make any power. So, knowing that I drank like a fish Friday night and I couldn't be at my best today with any kind of barbell lifting for strength, I had to change the way I approach my workout. So I trained positions, okay? Kind of like some of you guys train doggy style or reverse cowboy. So by the time I did all those reps on my first two exercises, I get to the hammer strength incline, my third exercise today. And by this time, I've consumed a shit ton of fluid. Sorry about that. It's one of the problems when you get doxxed is people try and call you during your live stream. But Pomps is weak. So anyway, I get to the hammer strength incline today. And by this time, I'm fully hydrated. I'm not worried about injury. I'm warmed up. I've done 3 sets of 20 on the flat, 3 sets of 20 on the close grip. So when I get to the hammer strength incline, I start out with 1 plate on each side. I do 8 reps. I put 2 plates on each side. I do 8 reps. I put 3 plates on each side. I do 8 reps. I put a 4th plate on each side of the hammer strength incline, which isn't a lot of weight. I'm sure plenty of you guys can do that. Even guys that can't bench 500 like me. Trust me, I don't brag about my hammer strength. Say that. Hammer strength. Because you're only using that exercise to make you better at something else. So like, if you're some kind of tool bodybuilder, like if you're a huge tool, you pride yourself on how much you can do in hammer strength, but you're a clown. So anyway, I worked up on my 3rd exercise of hammer strength incline and with 4 plates on a hammer strength incline. And I'm not lying to you folks. I only got 6 reps. I'm not, but and you guys are thinking, well, there's a guy in my gym that does 6 plates on each side of the hammer strength incline, and he can't bench 500 pounds. Exactly. PJ Braun's recent acquisition, Guy Cisterano, who is a great guy. I love Guy Cisterano. I'm not trying to put him down, but a bodybuilder like Guy Cisterano, who has been on the Olympia stage, he can ruin me on a hammer strength incline. Okay, the minute there's a competition, dumbbell press just made a smart 4 plates on hammer is nothing compared to 500 on free weight. That's my point, brother, because I don't try and get strong on hammer. I can still get muscle activation with 4 plates on each side because I haven't mastered that movement. Like a guy like me who can bench press 500 pounds, I can still get muscle stimulation with 4 plates on each side of a hammer strength machine. You don't want to get too good at those hammer strength machines, okay? Let's go back to the tadpole wanting to be a frog. Your body's going to adapt to anything you do. So if you want to become strong as fuck on hammer strength, that's not hard. You can do it. But then you're really fucking yourself over, because if you get too strong on hammer strength, you just took a tool out of your toolbox to do hypertrophy work. Does that make sense to anybody? Hammers, oh, here we go. Hammers are the icing. Free weight presses are the cake. Exactly. Web app 31. That's my point. That's my point. You never want to get too good at hammer strength, because if you specialize in being the strongest guy in your gym on a hammer strength machine, you're missing the opportunity for hypertrophy. Brad Paul, that's funny. Kevin Levrone said he only would do hammer strength before a show. Yeah, because he was dieting, calorie restricted. Makes sense. Dude, I'll never argue with Kevin Levrone. That guy was fucking awesome. Yeah. Some of you guys are making total sense with your comments. What's Lenny's take on you getting kicked out? I bet him and Andrew are totally against it. Kicked out of what? I gotta piss. Oh. Oh. Mountain Dew bottles all over the room. No, but back, whoever brought up Kevin Levrone, dude, you studied, that guy was a stud. Kevin Levrone, there's a video on him on YouTube of him doing 495 for a triple. And I'll tell you what, before I get too old, I'd like to do 495 for a triple. Because watching that video of Kevin do 495 for a triple is fucking awesome. I know I did 505 for a double, and anytime you can do more weight, it's better. You know, maybe Kevin's never done 505 for a double. I've never done 495 for a triple. So Jay is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You just figuring that out? Are you new here? I'm exactly like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, Kevin Levrone is one of my bodybuilding idols. He's like, you guys think Dale Chance is Mr. Third Place? Kevin was Mr. Second Place because he had the bad luck of coming up in the ranks, in between, um, Dorian Dorian Yates and and fucking, um, what's his name, the PM, Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, your story about the legless guy could be the worst story I've ever heard. I don't know what you mean by that. Did a Puerto Rican confront you online? No, that's my friend. What's wrong with you guys, man? You guys are so fucked up. I hate Kai Green. You know what I'd like to do to Kai Green's ponytail? Thoughts on Frank Zane? Um, Jesus Christ, I said again. Frank Zane was a cool dude, man. He still is a cool dude. I got nothing bad to say about Frank Zane. He wasn't a mass monster. Shit, I said again. He did things. He's more of a Renaissance man, like Leonardo da Vinci of bodybuilding, if that makes sense. And he was more into like creating like a beautiful body. And I would think that was completely homosexual if he wasn't such a solid dude, a good person. I like Frank Zane. He drinks the fuck out of wine, which I can respect. Frank Zane believes in drinking a shit ton of red wine to get vascular. And that's always good advice. Back in the early days of bodybuilding, before diuretics and before drugs and before companies like Redcon were killing athletes, bodybuilders used to, um, um, common practice was you should drink 2 big glasses of red wine the night before your show because it'll bring your veins out. Like in the 1960s, that was the common protocol. Like the night before, you drink 2 big glasses of red wine. That's going to bring out your veins the next day. And the science is there that it does work. And it's good for your heart. It's good for your arteries. It's good for everything. Jay, will you ever get shredded once you get too old for the big weights? Jesus Christ, I just said, yeah. I'd like to get to 275, but I just can't kick the fucking beers. And for someone carrying my size, getting down to 275 drinking beer is next to impossible. Because you would basically be starving yourself on calories. But no, I could see myself 8 years from now at competing in bench press in the over 60 class in the 242 division. I don't think 8 years from now, if I can make 242, there will be anyone in the country that can beat me in the bench press at 242 8 years from now. I have no clue. I just don't think it can happen. 8 years from now, the over 60 division in the bench press, I think I can win nationals. I think I can do a lot of great things in the bench press over 60 8 years from now in the 242s. I think I can win any contest I enter 8 years from now. Hey, Jay, can I do? I don't want to read that. You honestly think you'll be alive in 8 years? Yeah. Is that kid Jared's transformation benefiting from engaging obesites? I don't know what that means. I've tried to be I've tried to be friends with that Jared transformations kid, and I think um, most of my friends have tried to be good with Jared's transformations. Um, Jared is unwilling to be coachable. I just said again. He has in and out moments where he appreciates the help, and then he just becomes obstinate. He he gets a girl, that might give him some attention, and then he completely obsesses over her and drives her away, which is the sign of an autistic. Um, I just said again. Can you say again? I like Jared's transformation. He seems like a decent kid. He's got huge nutsack for getting up on a bodybuilding stage without a proper prep. I told Jared, you got a huge set of titties because I think he used to be fat. Jared needs to do a gyno protocol, which would be um, heavy doses of Masteron stacked with Cabergoline and probably Winstrol with maybe a TRT level of test. That would be the perfect cycle for Jared. TRT levels of test, a high dose of Masteron, Cabergoline, and letrozole. So if any of you guys are friends with Jared and he wants some drug advice to drastically improve his physique, my specific recommendation for Jared's transformation for a cycle to improve his physique would be 250 milligrams of tescipionate a week, 200 to 400 milligrams of Masteron Enthanate a week, Cabergoline, letrozole, and Winstrol. And he could do a show again and look dramatically better. Because he got pretty lean for that show he did. You know, for an autistic gentleman, he looked good, but he had those big saggy fucking nipples, and he just doesn't understand that it doesn't. I think he used to be huge and fat, which is no fault of him, because a lot of people with mental illness are put on drugs because of their parents. And I believe Jared lives on his own now. And he's actually a high functioning autistic. I think he lives on his own. He maintains a decent job, but he doesn't listen. Jared, let me repeat it again. TRT levels of test, a high dose of Masteron, Cabergoline, and letrozole. And that kid's titties would shrink. And I think his self-esteem would rise dramatically, and he wouldn't be so obsessed with the next woman that gives him the time of day. Jared's problem is anytime a woman gives him the time of day, he becomes so obsessed, starts talking about how they're in this serious relationship. They get scared as fuck and they run away. I'm talking about Jared's transformation. He's a nice kid. Real nice kid. Thoughts about Pomps making fun of your dog's death? I didn't know he made fun of my dogs. That's really stupid. Pomps made fun of the death of my dogs? Come on, man. Dogs only live 12 to 14 good years anyway. You're going to go through a couple of sets of dogs in your life. If Pomps is making fun of my dog's death, that shows what a child's brain he has. And thoughts on my dad's death? Come on, man. I'm 52 years old. My dad died when I was 10. I've been alive longer with my dad dead than I was alive. It's really not a big deal. Thoughts on race mixing? That's a great question. And I'd like to quote the Bible. If we go back to Genesis, the Bible talks about Adam and Eve. It doesn't talk about Tyrone and Eve. That's all I have to say. X Werner and Western Express driver here. Okay, brother. Jay, what do you think you could have got on your bench if you knew of your potential early in your life? Probably not much more. I don't have the I just said again. I don't have the bone structure to be a 600 or 700 pound bencher. I just don't. Some truckers make a lot of money. I'm happy making a modest living because I don't have any expenses. What do you think America would have become if they didn't took black slaves? America would still be the strongest country in the world without slavery. I think before slavery, the world leader in textiles was probably India. And during the slavery era of the United States, the Confederacy became the number one producer of textiles. And then after slavery, it went back to being India. If you had a son like Jared, would you monitor his social media? Eh, cotton, not textiles. No, look it up. The Confederacy was the leading product product a little bit buzzed producer of textiles in the world. I gotta piss again for some reason. Jay's prostate about to explode. Eh. Are you jealous of Kalura's 650 bench? Absolutely not. I, I, dude, I'm 51 years old. I'm not going to be jealous of weights any young man can do, ever. That would be stupid. What's the update with you and Pomps? Did you guys talk things out? No, you can't reason with Pomps. Pomps has the mentality of a teenage skateboarder. when I talk about, you know, mending fences with people I had little internet feuds with, like some of the great ones like Dale Chance or Big Brad Wolf or Adam McLeod. See, we're dealing with people that have a higher functioning brain power than pumps. Jason Blaha. Um, um, Jason Blaha is kind of a clown, I think, but whatever. I mean, considers himself a fucking training expert. Then he gets on there and, you know, thinks deadlifting 500 for a single at 40 years old is good. Savage Psycho Joe, I haven't seen him in ages. Savage Psycho Joe is actually stronger than Blaha. I mean, that's how. Savage Psycho Joe would destroy Jason Blaha in a powerlifting contest. And Savage Psycho Joe is pretty much full on autistic. So that pretty much ruins Blaha's credibility. Right. A full on autistic can ruin you in both the squat and the deadlift. I mean, who is Jason Blaha? Come on, man. I'm probably 10 years older than Blaha, and he bench presses like what? How much does Blaha bench? And I do 500, and I'm 51, going on 52. And hell, I'm not a very good deadlifter anymore because of my injury. But shit, you guys saw the video at Bradford Manor a few months ago during the COVID lockdown. I did 405 for 10. And until I strengthen my quads, I don't see the point in deadlifting any more than that. If I were to work on my deadlift, that would only make my strength imbalance in my lower body worse. And you never want to make an imbalance worse. See, now that I can squat 135, I don't need to be deadlifting more than 405. I have no business deadlifting more than 405. If you can only squat 135 to parallel, what business do you have deadlifting more than 405? You don't. You don't. It would be a practice in futility. I need to work on my quads. And for some of you clowns that think, oh, Jay, you need to be doing a bunch of isolation work. No, that's the wrong approach, brah. The way you strengthen your quads is through the hack squat machine. Or if you're totally old fashioned and totally hardcore, I would say the front squat. But a guy like me who has surgically repaired knees, I'm not going to waste my time with the front squat. That that would be counterproductive to my progress. I have no business doing front squats. I would rather train my quads in a controlled environment like a hack squat machine, which is still a compound movement. There's safety and it's a controlled environment. I think post surgery, the most I've gone on the leg press is 4 plates on your side because here's my way of thinking with the leg press. You should never do more than twice you can squat on the leg press, no matter what. So I was box squatting 225 months ago. I did a box squat of 225, I think for 10 or 15. I don't even remember. But I pretty much mastered box squats at 225. That's when I switched my goal to ditching the box and doing free squats. But I still didn't up my poundage on the deadlift or the leg press because you don't want your muscle imbalance to become worse. So here I am starting my free squat at grassroots, back to basics. I did 135 for 3 sets of 5 my last workout. Who the fuck am I to be leg pressing any more than 4 plates on each side? It's stupid. You're not going to impress anybody with what you can leg press. And yeah, sure, deadlifting 405 for 10 or 15 or whatever I can do. Yeah, that's nice. But you have no business adding weight to your deadlift until your squat gets better. Because you want the balance to come back. If anything, I should be doing more work on the hack squat. Not that I've proven that I can free squat 135. I need to do more work on the hack squat. See, could I leg press more than 4 plates? Yes. Do I want to? Yes. Will I? No. Because remember, you're a tadpole. You want to become a frog. The body is going to. It wouldn't do me a bit of good to get on the leg press and do 6 or 8 plates right now. How would that do me any good if I'm just starting out with a 135 squat? That's the way chicks lift. Chicks that can't even squat 225, these pro bodybuilder chicks that don't squat 225, they put 10 plates on each side of the leg press. And then they post these videos. Oh, I got a new PR on the leg press. What? You got a PR on the leg press? Who the fuck would post that? Who the fuck would post a video that you got a PR on the leg press? That to me, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Oops, I accidentally switched my camera. Jason Blaha doesn't even post leg press. And he knows everything there is to know about weightlifting, right? We're all on different journeys, okay? My journey is much different than most people's. Shit, I tore the tendons off both my knees, a year and a half ago. So what I'm doing for lower body, that is what everybody should be doing, but it's what works for me. See? My friend David from Ocala is texting the fuck out of me. He obviously doesn't know I'm live on YouTube right now. Those of you guys that don't know who David is, he's the Puerto Rican gentleman from Ocala that I went live with the other night. And he's a great guy. Really good guy. Everyone likes to think that Big J is so racist. Okay. Keep believing that. If I'm so racist, why are some of my new friends, who I consider really good friends, the conservative Cuban, who's Cuban as fuck, and David from Ocala, who's Puerto Rican as fuck. And Big J's racist. Dude, don't believe everything you see on the goddamn internet. I treat people one person at a time. One person at a time. Now, am I prejudiced? Goddamn right I am. I'm the most prejudiced person you've ever seen. But am I racist? No. Because I treat people one person at a time. And if you're from a race or what an ethnic group that I'm not particularly fond of because of my prejudices, but you're a great person, you can be my friend. Therefore, I'm not racist. Because if I was racist, those avenues wouldn't be open. That's the difference between being prejudiced and racist. You can be prejudiced. And I think we're all prejudiced. If you don't think you're prejudiced, and I don't care what race, religion, or creed you are, you're prejudiced. You just are. Unless you're a fucking Democrat out there marching with Black Lives Matter, you're probably prejudiced. And you know what? Being a little prejudiced isn't bad. It actually protects you. But if your prejudice turns you racist, that's what makes you a bad person. See, I don't think people can be racist. I think racism is a policy issue. Okay? Like, I may say racist things, okay? But those are words. My actions are different. I can say a bunch of prejudiced things based on people I don't actually know. But when I meet people, and I'm talking meeting them and getting to know them, I can put my race, my prejudice behind, and because I have an open mind, and I can let people in that I may be prejudiced against, and I can become friends with them. And that's the definition between racism and prejudice. Is that a whitehead? Or just a white hair coming out of my nose? Um, um, so don't be ashamed of your prejudice. We're all prejudiced. But have an open mind. Like, if you meet someone who's Spanish of descent or African descent, and they're a great person, you judge that person on their merits. You don't let your prejudice come into the factor. Now, does having a Spanish friend or a black friend, does it make you not prejudiced? No, hell no. You're always going to be prejudiced, but you're not racist because you had that open mind and you let that person in based on their character, their behavior. And that's what counts. You can't control your prejudice. That has to do with where you came from, how you grew up, your environment, your past experiences. We all have our prejudices. But have an open fucking mind. That's what, when you close your mind and you're not willing to look at other people, that's what makes you racist. See, to me, people can't be racist. To me, your policies make you racist. And I have no racist policies. I may have my personal prejudices, but that's personal. I don't have any racist policies. Like, I've never said I can't be friends with a black person. I can't be friends with a Latino person. That would be completely fucking ignorant. And see, the Democrats, they want to try and guilt trip us into thinking that everybody who's a little bit prejudiced is racist. It's not true, man. It's not true. You can be prejudiced and not be racist. I notice some of you cucks, that don't make sense, but it's true. And if you don't want to accept that, go fuck yourself. I treat people one person at a time. Now, what makes me prejudiced is I had some preconceived ideas about that person before I ever met them. And I admit that's true. Anybody who says they're not prejudiced is a fucking liar. Okay? We're all prejudiced. Just don't. What makes you a racist is if you establish policies based on your prejudice. See, are you guys see prejudice is in your brain. Those are your thoughts. Those are private. Nobody has to know about those. You can be prejudiced all you want. But the minute you act on those prejudice, that's when they become policy. And those policies are racist. See, the person is not racist. Their policies are racist. And if that doesn't make sense to some of you people, you're brainwashed. Some of you people might say, well, I don't like Catholics. I don't like Jews. I don't like Muslims. Okay. That's your prejudice. But when you meet that person who falls in that category of someone who you think you're not going to like in your brain, but you're kind to them and you treat them as an equal, you're not racist. See, people are not inherently racist. You have to enact policy to become racist. And I don't have any racist policies. I don't know if that makes sense. And it might be too high of level of thinking for a lot of you guys. But that's the fucking truth. A person cannot be racist. Their policies are racist. Like someone who says, I ain't gonna be friends with no black, I ain't gonna be friends with no Jew, I ain't gonna be friends with no Muslim. Yeah, those are racist policies. I agree with that 100%. But you can be prejudiced and have those thoughts. But if your actions are what make you a racist. And I don't think I've ever done anything racist in my life. And that's my policy. So someone that wants to judge what you think in your brain, and sometimes your words come out wrong from your brain, that doesn't make you a racist. It makes you prejudiced. And we're all prejudiced. And anyone who says they're not prejudiced is a fucking liar. You grew up among your people. You're gonna be prejudiced. It's just the way you are. All right, I gotta piss again. My prostate's screaming. good stack for 22-year-old Donnie Bravo. At 22 years old, see, I don't know anything about you. Okay, I'm back. Is still above 600 or 700. A cycle, I think, could be counterproductive. Unless you do a cycle that is not going to fuck over your natural system. And that's generally going to be a weak fucking cycle, like TRT levels of test, Anavar and Winstrol as your primary anabolic drivers, and maybe a little Masteron, maybe some Proviron. That's barely worth doing. If your testosterone level is 600 to 700, I personally don't think you should fuck with your natural system at 22 years old. Get your blood work done, brah. If your test level is above 600, I don't think you should do a cycle, honestly. Unless you're an athlete or a pro, or you want to be a pro bodybuilder, then I say juice the fuck out of it. But come on, man. You probably don't have the genetics to be a pro bodybuilder. You're probably not going to be a pro athlete. So what I would do is if your test levels are still above 600 to 700, I would try and milk those natural gains till your test levels start to decline. Then I would say, yeah, man, it's time to do a fucking cycle. And I would do the granddaddy of all cycles. I would go, I'm a big proponent of once your natural test levels go below 600 or 700, I think your first test cycle or your first cycle should be a big one, because that's going to be your best cycle. So I don't care what your age is. If you go get your blood work done and your test levels have fallen below 600, I would say a good blast of minimum 500 mgs a week. Minimum 500. 6 would be better. And then you add an anabolic injectable to stack with that, like Deca, Equipoise or Tren. And then you do a real good oral with it as a kicker for the first 6 weeks, like D-ball or Anadrol. See, I made the mistake of doing a D-ball cycle, D-ball only, when I was in high school. And because I want to get big for football. And I think it may have fucked me over short term. Sure, if you're going into the 11th grade and you want to make varsity football, yeah, a cycle's gonna help you. But do I recommend that? No. I don't ever encourage a cycle of steroids for someone who hasn't achieved their full height. I mean, if you cycle in high school, you might wind up short, Bill Chance or a Mark Lubliner, or one of these short guys that that is fucked for life and all they can do is bodybuilding. I mean, come on, man. You want to be a bodybuilder? If your parents are both short, you're probably going to be short. And let's say you want to make the Olympic wrestling team someday. Yeah, I would say maybe cycle in high school. Or if you're a boxer and you don't really want to get tall, 'cause you don't ever want to box in the heavyweight division, yeah, do a cycle. Stunt your growth. Get huge. But other than that, it's not the way to go for young athletes. I would get blood work done. And if you're still above 6 to 700 natural test level, I wouldn't touch juice until maybe you're in your, if you're still, 6, 700 in your late 20s and you just can't seem to get any bigger, then it's time to make a hard decision. And it's a hard decision because once you juice, your natural test levels are never going to be the same again. I got blood work done when I was 40, and my natural test level was 179, which is horrible. So at 40 years old, which was 11 years ago, I went on legal testosterone, HRT or TRT, whatever it's called. And I've never, ever gone off test since I found out my natural levels were 179. So I've been cycling for like 11 years since I turned 40 because natural, I know all I'm going to do is lose muscle. And all the money that you put into fucking food and I hope you're not spending a lot on supplements, but whatever you put in supplements, um, um, and the time you spend training, if once your test levels are low, you're going to lose not only all the money, but all the time put into training. So once I found out my natural test level was 179, I've never gone off, ever. I've been on test for 11 years straight. Do I come off cycle? Of course I do. I go down to TRT levels, and I'll tell you what, I've really never lost strength going off cycle to TRT levels. Like I can be just as strong at 51 on 250 milligrams of test a week, but I cheat a little bit. When I go down to TRT levels, I always include a little equipoise because test only cycles are really bad for collagen. So those of you guys out there that are doing a test only, not good. Not good. That's going to cause injuries and pain, joint pain, and potential injuries when you do test only. You should always include a collagen builder when you cycle on, like an equipoise or a DECA or a Primobolan or an Anavar. That's how you get big. Once you become an older athlete, you do blast and cruise, blast and cruise. Yeah, you might do a blast cycle, but then you don't go off because you're gonna lose everything you fucking got. Blast and cruise, and you've got to determine what your comfortable cruise cycle is. For a lot of people that's just 250 milligrams of test a week. For me, I'm gonna always include 300 milligrams of EQ in my cruise. I can go down to 250 test a week, but I'm gonna stack that with 300 EQ a week for collagen. But I've been through some bad injuries. Some of them are on the internet. Some of them are not. So you've got to find out what's right for you, man. I'm going to take one more piss, finish this beer, and I'm going to end this live. So hold on, folks. Big J is back. What does Pomps look at for porn? I really don't know. Um, um, I know that when it comes to Pomps, I know one thing for sure. He started going malicious on me um, um, once I threatened Hamburg. And I'm not the only person that thinks he's got a sick fascination with Hamburg's daughter, Hannah Hamburg, who's a cute girl. Don't get me wrong, she's cute. But I'll tell you, she doesn't look anything like she looks on her pictures, like she looks in person. And Pomps really went dark and started personally attacking me ever since I criticized Hannah Hamburg. And a lot of people think he's fixated on her. And I can't personally say if that's true or not, but the anecdotal evidence is there. That's what triggered Pomps to hate my guts when I had a falling out with the Hamburg family. So I can't say what Pomps looks at on the internet or what Pomps masturbates to. But I'll tell you what, the anecdotal evidence is that he's pretty much fixated with Bjorn Hamburg's daughter, Hannah. So, whatever. And she's a cute girl. She's nothing in person like she looks like on the internet with her filtered pictures. So. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this live. I hope it's been informative to what's going on in the current state of the Misfits. Maybe I need to do a summary There's absolutely no beef between me and Brad, none at all. There's absolutely no beef between me and his girlfriend Valerie, the Taco Queen. Um, um, there's no beef between me and the other misfits. The only beef that's going on right now, I think, in the world of the misfits, is between Brian Pompera and myself, and I think he already lost. He already deleted his Instagram page, or because of the trolls reporting him, um, Instagram nuked his account. So I don't need to post any negative shit about Pomps, because I think once you win the game, continuing to attack someone makes you look like a loser. And that's why when you guys look at my Instagram, there is nothing on there attacking Pomps. Okay? If Pomps wants to just realize that he's been beaten and he wants to go away in obscurity, I got no problem with that. No problem at all. And that's why I'm not gonna post shit about Pomps until he resurfaces and wants to attack me, because nobody likes the guy who piles on a loser. That's just the American way. When people lose, if they lose gracefully, you let them go away. American culture, nobody likes someone who piles on a loser. And I agree with that. So, but, and as for Brad's not a loser. I still consider Brad a friend of mine. Brad might not be willing to admit that right now. And I actually like his girlfriend Valerie. I don't consider her a loser. I may have said some bad things, but that's on me, bruh. That's not on her. Doesn't make her a bad person, because I made some bad choices. So any of you people that are really interested in the Misfits, even if you like Jay Masters the best, even if I'm your favorite Misfit, I still want you guys to not attack Brad, not attack his girlfriend, not attack his family or her family. That shit is over as far as I'm concerned. There's no beef between me and Brad. There's no beef between me and the Taco Queen that I know of. I mean, and we're all about starting from here. Okay? Starting from here. Getting the Misfits back together and not alienating anybody in the Misfits. I would even welcome, like, McCuck, who I've been critical of in the past. Dude, I don't have a problem with Adam McLeod. Great guy. You guys, I wish you guys could know Adam McLeod off the internet, I know he's cringy on the internet, but in real life, he's actually a pretty cool guy. And even Nate, who on the internet is a complete cuckold, and anybody who argues anything less than that is a fool. But even Nate is a decent guy. So we're all misfits in this world, and we all got to live together. But what Pomps did to my mother and my girlfriend Linda, man, that shit just ain't right. Um, all these people I've had these quasi beefs with in the past, and for those of you that are small-minded, quasi means somewhat fake. All these quasi beefs I've had in the past, nobody has ever doxed my mom or my girlfriend like Pomps did. So what I want from here going forward is I want to try and reconnect with everybody I've beefed with in the past. But Pomps it took it too far. He involved my mom. And those of you that don't know, um, um, my father died when I was 10, and I have no brothers and sisters. So pretty much all I have in this whole world is my mom and, and maybe some aunts and uncles and some cousins. So when, when you attack my mom, I really don't care what happens to you. And I pity your fucking soul because I know what the trolls are capable of. But as far as anyone else in the Genoverse is concerned, nobody else has ever attacked not only my dead father, my mom, or my girlfriend quite like Pomps did. So you guys do what you got to do. You guys do what you got to do, because I'm pretty much willing to take in just about anybody with open arms, because what I do on here, yeah, it's funny, and sometimes it goes too far. But what he did, man, that's just not. It's not excusable. Like, I don't care what anybody else has ever said. Like even Brad, for example, saying, "Oh, I would bang Jay's mom," or whatever Brad said about my mom. Dude, I can get over that. What Pomps did, probably not. So, with that, I'm ready to end this live, and I hope it's been informative, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I um um I hope you guys do the right thing and lay off people that I fucking care about and love, which include Brad and Valerie. They can say whatever they want. Tell you what, Big J still loves Brad and Valerie. They may not see it. And they might think I'm an asshole, but you know what? Big J still loves Brad and Valerie. And I don't care if Brad never wants me back at his house ever again. Fuck him. His loss. His loss. I'm an asshole. Take it or take me or leave me. I don't really care. It is what it is, you know? I love you, Brad. You're the first Democrat I ever kissed. And his girlfriend is truly the salt of the earth, good person, good cook, whatever. And those of you that think I'm kissing ass, you guys all know Big J don't give two fucks. I don't care if I ever am allowed back at Bradford Manor. But I want you guys to know there's no bad blood between me, Brad, and Valerie. They can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned. Jay is a kind heart. Unless you go over the line, which I think Pomps did. You don't attack my dead father. You don't. And you don't include my mother. My mom's all I got. I have no brothers and sisters. I got no father. So, you want to attack my mom? I hope the trolls ruin that guy's life. Really, I do. Because a guy like me with only one parent and no brothers and sisters, so really no immediate family to fall back on, and he wants to attack my mom, I hope the trolls ruin his fucking life. And that I think Pomps is a coward. He would never meet me in person. But, you know, it is what it is. If you were to call me, if Pomps was to call me and say, Jay, I'm sorry, let's stop this shit, I would listen. Because that's the kind of guy I am. So with that, I gotta go.